pruriently. So anytime I am reading a book and I don't know what the word means, I look it up. So I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly, but that's the closest I could come up with. So prurient means marked by arousing or appealing to sexual desire. Figures. Kuang continues to write disgusting sexual metaphors. If June is pruriently scrolling, which is marked by arousing or appealing to sexual desire, it reads like she's being turned on by bereavement threads she's scrolled through in the past. What? But don't worry, it gets worse. The same way I feel after masturbating. I'm only on page 24 and I hate this book. Asian American Writers Collective. Collective is a commie word that means everyone is part of everyone else and everything everyone does affects everyone else, so we should all be one giant amalgamation of nothing with no individuality.
How about new?
This is why communists always want you to think the same and agree with everything they say, claiming it's for the greater good if we all collectively work towards the same goal.
Because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
Oh, well, Dave's not doing his magic right, so it affects your magic. Why the hell does Dave affect me? Oh, well, you know, that's just how it works. We created a system where everyone brings everyone else down. Collective is different from teamwork because in teamwork you are allowed to have different opinions and you find common ground to work towards the same goal. Collectivity requires that you have the same opinion as the group, no matter whether the group opinion is good or not. Athena's book is a social justice piece whining about how Chinese soldiers were treated during World War I. Instead of writing about things the Chinese soldiers did and showing that they were useful or that they were helpful, Athena victimizes them and says how badly they were treated by white soldiers. It's that kind of book. It's a Marxist book inside a Marxist book. It's Marxist propaganda inception. Just proof that writers really only write what they know, don't they? A story with no proper protagonist shouldn't be this compelling, but Athena's sentences are so engaging, I keep getting lost in the story, reading ahead instead of transcribing. June reads Athena's manuscript, claims the writing is engaging on page 26, but then on page 27, I keep finding turns of phrases that suit the text far better than Athena's throwaway descriptions. All of a sudden, Athena is a bad writer. Marxists do this often where they forget what they've written. You'll see it in shows where one character will say something and then another character will contradict what the other one said as if they've forgotten what they've said 5 seconds ago. It's a tenet of Marxist writing. If you don't contradict yourself and appear as if you have short-term memory loss, you're not a true Marxist writer. I have so many questions. Did June lie about finding Athena's writing engaging? Does June have short-term memory loss? Does June find terrible writing engaging? It's not like I sat down and hatched up some evil plan to profit off my dead friend's work. June then contemplates stealing Athena's work. No, seriously, it felt natural, like this was my calling, like it was divinely ordained, while justifying it to herself. Great behavior, what a lovely person. Why am I meant to like this character? I've never worked so hard on any writing project before, not even my debut. Earlier, June whined that she was unsuccessful compared to Athena. Could this be why, genius? Maybe you should have worked hard on your own stuff and you'd be successful. Why is this rocket science? Without proof of permission, however, my version might never be authorized at all. June feels bad for a split second before submitting her story to her editor because she knows she's doing something wrong. Does the way that it's credited matter as much as the fact that without me, the book might never see the light of day? But then talks herself out of it with narcissism. What a lovely human being. Why am I meant to like this bint? I've resorted to leaving my phone in my microwave so that I'm not tempted to check it all the time. I certainly hope you don't forget it's in there or things will become very unpleasant for you. He struck me as a little dude bro-y. His speech was peppered with words like rad and super pumped, and he seemed awfully young. June puts her editor Brett in a box when she describes him as dude bro-y and awfully young. June said she's just this side of 30, meaning she is in her late 20s, and she says Brett has a master's in publishing. So if we go by the typical age people are when they go to college, Brett would have done 4 years of undergraduate and then 1 to 2 years of graduate to get his master's. Say he went to college at 18, so he'd be 24. At the very least, Brett may be 5 years younger than June. That's not that much older than June. June sounds like an insecure 15-year-old teenager, so I'm unconvinced she has any place saying Brett sounds young. And sure, I thought occasionally about leaving Brett and querying again for an agent who might make me feel like more of a person. It's not up to Brett to make you feel like a person, June. Confidence comes from within. If you don't have any, it's on you to find some. It's not the job of other people to make you feel confident. Athena could get so wrapped up in the sound of her own prose. Speak for yourself. You're also wrapped up in the sound of your own voice. Now we've established that Athena was also a narcissist. People can only write what they know, and Marxists only know about narcissism. Nice to see that the only time you have fun writing is when you're committing plagiarism. Why am I meant to like this bint? I didn't know people paid that much money for books. Yes, you did. On page 8, you were jealous that Athena got 6 figures from Penguin Random House. So on page 31, Kuang forgot what she wrote on page 8. Nobody in their right mind goes with Amazon, Brett assures me. They're here just to drive price up. And then all the smaller prestigious independent houses that somehow still exist. Then Brett disses Amazon because of course a Marxist would insult capitalism, saying Amazon drives prices up. They don't understand why. The point of driving prices up is to create competition, but I don't expect the communists to understand that. When you have competition, you don't settle for crap like this book. Competition makes productivity go up. That's a foreign concept to a communist because they don't understand productivity because they're too busy living off food stamps and unemployment. Brett starts talking about interest for foreign rights, film rights, mixed media rights, and I don't even know what any of that means. Foreign rights are rights in other countries that aren't the country in which the book was originally published. Film rights are rights that turn books into movies. Mixed media rights are rights to let the story be published in hardcover, paperback, mass market, ebook, audio, and in whatever other form that books can be published. I'm not an author. Why do I know this, but you don't? Authors can only write at their intelligence level. June has the IQ of a spoon, which is just a reflection of Kuang. I go out for drinks with colleagues from Veritas, friends I don't even like that much, and who clearly aren't interested in hearing more about the book. But after 3 shots, it doesn't matter because we're drinking to me. More narcissism here? I've broken through that glass ceiling. Barring the fact that I don't think glass ceilings exist, but the feminists always think everything is oppressive, June, you haven't broken anything. You stole a story from a dead person and lied that it was your own. All you've done is commit fraud and plagiarism. At the end of chapter 2, we've added narcissism to June's character quality rap sheet. She's insecure, jealous, and narcissistic. The point of writing should be to make you like the character that you're following. I wouldn't expect a Marxist to understand this, however, because all they care about is shoving propaganda in our faces.